In the CFOP method, there's one step that way too many people overlook, that being that silent A in the name, AUF. AUF stands for alignment of the up face, or quite simply, the last move of the solve. Because this is just as simple and easy as it sounds, many people tend to not understand just how important it is. And why is it important? Well, so you don't do this. In this video, I will explain how to predict your AUF while you're recognizing your PLL case so you don't have to pause. In this case, it will be a Uprime, so I can just execute this really fast. I will go through every single PLL case and explain to you how to recognize the AUF. First style being the Aperm. This one is very easy, just find the big block, and if the big block matches up, you will have no AUF. If you do have an AUF, all you need to do is see where the block needs to go. The block needs to go here, so what you have to do is recognize that that's simply a U move and execute, and you'll have a U at the end. Same goes for the Bperm, just recognize where this block needs to go. Next up is the Fperm, and this one's also very easy. All you need to do is recognize where this bar needs to go. In this case, no AUF. Ignore my bad execution. In this case, the block needs to go here, so it will be a U move. And in this case, the block needs to go here, so it's a U2. Next are the Gperms, and these are also pretty easy. All you need to do is recognize the headlights in the Gperm and just see where they need to go. In this case, they're already lined up, so there will be no AUF. In this case, they need to come here, so the AUF will be a Uprime. Same thing with GB, GC, and GD. Next are the Jperms, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky. There are two commonly used algorithms, the first being this. And if that's the case, all you have to do is see where this big block needs to go. If it's already lined up, you do nothing. Say it's here, you will simply have to do a U at the end. And if you use this algorithm, it's a little bit harder. By the way, I completely recommend the second algorithm because it is rotationless. For this algorithm, what you need to do is see where this block needs to go and add a U prime after that. So if it's here lined up, then you have to do a U prime at the end. But say it's here, you need a U prime to line it up, add another U prime, and that's a U2. Which means that if it's here, you have to do a U move and then add the U prime. They cancel out, so there will be no AUF for this case. The Jperm works the exact same way. All you have to do is figure out where the big block needs to go and add a U prime. In this case, it doesn't need to go anywhere, so just U prime. In this case, this needs to do a U2, so add a U prime, then you're going to do a U rotation. Next are the Rperms, and they work in the exact same way. Starting with RA, you need to recognize this block right here, or the headlights, it's up to you. See where it needs to go and add a U prime. This needs to go nowhere, so just U prime. Quick example, if the block is here, see it needs to go a U prime, add a U prime, that's a U2. For the Rperm, it's the same thing, except this time it's a U, not a U prime. So in this case, I recognize the headlights, so you can also recognize this block. See where it needs to go and add a U. It needs to go nowhere, so we're going to do a U rotation at the end. So in this case, the headlights need to go U prime, and if we add the U, they cancel out, so there will be no AUF. Now the Tperm is very, very easy. Look at this block, or these headlights, and see where they need to go, and that's all you need to do. They're already solved, no AUF. They need to go U prime, do a U prime. Now here's an Eperm. In the Eperm case, all of the edge pieces are solved, so you can look at either one of those and see where it needs to go, and that's all you need to do. So in this case, they're already solved, so there will be no AUF. In this case, all it needs to do is a U prime to be solved, so that's your AUF. U prime. Now for the Nperms. This is where life really gets tricky for me because I use a weird algorithm. Now for the normal algorithm that goes like this, it's very easy to recognize. All you have to do is look at this block on the right and see where it needs to go. In this case, it doesn't need to go anywhere, so you will have no AUF. If it were here, see it needs to go U, all you have to do is a U, and that's your AUF. I will not be demonstrating this one because I actually don't know the algorithm. For this case, I use a really weird algorithm that requires a rotation, but the upside to this algorithm is that it's 8 less moves than the original. So if you use the algorithm I do, recognition is a little confusing because this case is just really weird. So what you have to do is look at this bottom block and see where it needs to go and add an R prime. In this case, it doesn't need to go anywhere, so add an R prime. Rperm. I don't know why, but I have huge problems recognizing this, but this is exactly the same. So in this case, it needs to go up here, and that's an R, so add the R prime to cancel out, so it will be nothing. In this case, the opposite case, it needs to go R prime, add an R prime, that would be an R2. R2. So good luck recognizing that one. If you use that algorithm, it will just take a lot of practice. All right, in Bperm, very, very easy. Look at this left block and see where it needs to go. Assuming you don't use some wacky algorithm like I do for the NA, but for the standard algorithm, it is pretty easy. This left block, this needs to go U2, so it will be U2 at the end. U2. All right, the Vperm. The Vperm is pretty easy to recognize. I use this algorithm. I've heard of people using different algorithms, but I don't know it. I'm pretty sure my algorithm is pretty common though. So all you have to do is recognize this big block, just like the Aperms. It needs to go nowhere, there will be no AUF. In this case, the block needs to go U prime, so the AUF will be a U prime. U prime. Next up is the Yperm. This is very easy to recognize. You have these two blocks that are solved according to each other. All you have to do is recognize where they go. In this case, they're already solved, so no AUF. Right here, all they need to do is an U prime, so the AUF is U prime. Next is the Hperm. This is very easy. All the corners will always be solved, so what you need to do is recognize where the corners need to go, and that's all. So if the corners need to go U prime, all it is a U prime AUF. U prime. All right, now for the Uperms. Apparently there are many algorithms that can be used. If you use the MU algorithm, all you need to do is recognize where this block or all of the corners need to go. In this case, they don't need to go anywhere, but if it were here, they need to go U to be solved. So you do your algorithm, and the AUF is a U. Same with the RUS algorithm. In this case, it needs to be a U prime, so you execute your algorithm and do a U prime. Now if you use this RU algorithm, you have to recognize where this block needs to go and add a U2. So if this block needs to go U, it's going to be a U prime because the U2 adds to that. So in this case, do the RU algorithm and a U prime. So if this is your case, there will be no AUF. Now for UB, it's the exact same thing, but I only know one algorithm. I only know the MU algorithm for this, and if you don't know, it's pretty simple. So if you use that algorithm, all you have to do is see where this block goes, and that's your AUF. In this case, it needs to go this way, that's a U prime, so your AUF is a U prime. And last but not least, the Zperm. Now this one is one of the harder ones, but all you have to do is just know how it works. So what you have to do is again recognize where the corners need to go and add a U move. In this case, the corners are already solved, so nothing, add a U, the AUF will be U. U. In this case, the corners need to go U prime, add a U, it cancels out, so no AUF. And that's how you do the AUF for every single PLL algorithm. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to comment below letting me know, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content like this. Though I don't do tutorials too often, this is just a special occasion. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like. I set a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers before my birthday in October, so if you are enjoying my content, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to help me get there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.